Transparency and data minimization have been a focus of late in the AI world. In 2024 specifically, the FTC issued a report on trends that they were seeing with businesses' use of AI. And through that report, it concluded that just updating your privacy policy to indicate changes in data processing is not enough. So transparency's it's not just a compliance box to be ticked. You have to actively inform consumers about your data handling practices, and you have to then honor each privacy commitment that you've communicated to consumers once your data collection begins. So, for instance, if you're updating your privacy policy to say that you may use personal data to train an AI model, that's not necessarily sufficient, and it could be considered an unfair, deceptive practice. You have to actively take steps to notify your consumers of the policy change that now says that, like, this is what the change is, that we will be using personal data to train an AI model, and so that they can then decide if they agree or consent to these new changes. Another interesting observation comes out of the Character.AI lawsuit. So Character.AI is a chatbot service that can generate human-like text responses based on a user's customization. So it essentially lets you create characters with customizable personalities and responses, and uses AI to create believable responses. So in this case, the parents of two Texas teenagers are suing Character Technologies, alleging that its Character.AI chatbot encouraged their children to commit self-harm and violence, among other things. So I don't want to go into all the allegations, but one of the allegations brings up the concept of dark patterns. So it's essentially this, that the chatbot had a disclaimer that the characters in the chatbot are not real, but the allegation is that the AI characters promote themselves as real people. So this would constitute a deceptive or dark pattern to trick users, especially children, into using the site and interacting with the chatbot in a way that reveals personal data. That's the allegation. So although Character.AI informed its users that they were interacting with AI, the AI model itself allegedly contradicted this statement by insisting that the characters were real humans. And I think this is an interesting view on AI transparency and whether your model practices what the company is preaching. So for that specific case, we'll have to wait and see how the court rules on this notion of a dark pattern. But it's an interesting takeaway for any type of AI that you are using or deploying to understand what that disclaimer says and making sure that the AI model is acting appropriately and accordingly to that disclaimer.